The most important work that you can ever do in your entire life is to be done at this moment. And it's not about getting out and protesting, although sometimes that's necessary. There is definitely a physical aspect to be applied, for sure. But the most, the deepest, I guess I want to say, the deepest layer is buried within each one of us. And it is the unaddressed trauma and ancestral karma that our subconscious not only protects us from, but regurgitates constantly. And then there's the other layer of distraction that goes on to keep us from ever healing these deeper levels, which ultimately empower us over the day-to-day energy drains, whether they're mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual. We are challenged every day. We are being targeted as a society right now. We are in the middle of a huge shift, and there are two narratives going on simultaneously. There's two separate realities existing, coexisting right now, fighting for the win. And one is a descending narrative, which takes us down to annihilation. And the other is an ascending one, which allows us to purge our toxic pain bodies, which then allows us to raise to the highest frequency our soul can handle within this avatar body. Some of us have older models and some of us have newer models. But the glitches that are in the way are unaddressed pain bodies, and they will be triggered constantly, repetitively. And into a lot of people who are very intelligent and try to address things, they'll just constantly show up as a hole that you cannot fill. So, there'll be something going in there, like whether it's a shopping addiction, or, you need attention, or, wanting to have babies all the time, or, a million things. The obvious is alcohol and drugs and so on and so forth. Pharmaceuticals, being really, really imperative within that matrix. But in any event, some of the deepest healing we can do is when we just turn ourselves over to a higher awareness and allow ourselves to plug into something different besides the matrix, and go out in nature, or go spend a day at an animal shelter, or donating your time to, a homeless shelter, or a nonprofit, or any number of things that we can do to feel engaged. But ultimately, for those emotional depths to ultimately be exercised from our beingness so that we can live our highest potential, you kind of need to go in there and lance those wounds and pour that peroxide in, and kind of feel the pain. And so as opposed to letting it take you down, you need to find a way to celebrate that, because that that's not who you are anymore, and that you've overcome these things, but you still need to feel the pain of some of the things that pass. So, I'm struggling with feeling immediately the passing of my dear, dear daughter, Kat, who has been with me many lifetimes, and it triggers the knowingness on a spiritual path that every time one of my treasured, animals, babies, is taken from me, it's usually signaling me, that we're in the middle of a transition, which I know, and it's going to be painful, so they're just letting me know. And so there's that, but nonetheless, I'm here alone. I walk my path alone. I'm a spiritual warrior. I came here at this time to be here at this time for this moment. I'm here to help my fellow men and women and my peeps and my tribe and the animals and anybody that I can that is on an ascending path get through this storm, if you will. Not everyone's going to make it through. And that's why I'm here, to give you some key essentials. The answer is not out there, it's inside. What's going to make you strong is getting in touch with your soul and building that soul up. Just like you work out, your body and get your body strong. That's a good idea too right now, getting your body strong. But just finding a way to plug into something that brings you joy. So to allow myself to express in a way that I cannot seem to cry. I'm such a warrior at this point in my life that I can feel the pain, but I know how to put it into another box. I try not to let it bubble to the surface, otherwise it would paralyze me. So I transmute it into art or self-expression. And anyway, so this morning I woke up and I just really felt like the need to purge some of this out. I'm not trying to look beautiful. I'm not trying to to do anything more than share with you what it's like for me to purge myself of pain that is ultimately tied to, my childhood and feelings of abandonment. And that's definitely what the passing of Callie has brought. The unexpected loss of Miss Callie Ma. And then what does that represent? She that was my Callie Ma. So Callie Ma's the dark mother who will remove things when things, you're not getting your lessons. And I'm her representative, so I guess that's what I'm here to impart, is like, as a society, if we don't fix what's broken on our own, the universe has a way of making it happen, and it may not be of our liking. So try to do the inner work, reach out to people that are knowing, learn discernment so you don't buy into fear porn, so that you can disconnect from those mechanisms that are there to enslave you. And I'm here to go through it with you, okay? So for what it's worth, I'm just sharing my journey, and it's not meant for any other purpose but to inspire you, activate you, help you to release your own, give you permission, validate whatever it is that you need to get your feet in the water and to jump in and do the healing work from the core level, not the mental mind. Anyway, thanks for being here, and we're all in this together. Love you guys.